Oh, it would help if I unmuted this first, huh? Oh my goodness, what a mess. The views and opinions expressed within the video content found on the Indie Comics Network are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Indie Comics Network or its sponsors. Much better, I would say. I'm almost going through the cards, not even realizing I was muted. What a way to start. But hey, nobody comes here for professionalism. Warning! The following live broadcast may contain loud, obnoxious, shrill, and alarming noises that might be considered disturbing, if not outright uncomfortable to listen to. Yes, I know. Especially if you are wearing headphones. I share my office space with an African gray parrot and two parakeets, and I have no control over their behavior while I am live streaming, unlike my regular videos where I have the opportunity to edit them out as best as I can. As you can see, you can kind of hear him in the background already acting up. If you are sensitive to loud, surprising background noises, I recommend either not turning your volume up too loud or watching my edited pre-recorded videos instead. And I think I have around like 300 something videos, pre-recorded stuff. So not even counting all the live streams that add to it. So I got a lot of videos. I really do. Viewer discretion is advised. There we are. Okay. Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody to another episode of whatever this is. It's the Daphne Lage Art EGOWorks the live stream. I don't know. I gave a cooler name on it for Twitch. So when I titled did the Twitch schedule, so I got to remember what I wrote down over there. But this is I forgot to check my OBS from last time. Well, we're just gonna have to put up with it anyway. Because it seems like one of the images that I'm using on the OBS template, I guess, like glitches sometimes when it's rotating out. So, but like I said, if you see anything like flash really quickly on the screen, that's what's kind of going on. I'll remember to take a look at it after the show's done. But hello. So let's see who's in the chat today. Hello, Joseph. Hello, hey there. And of course, we have the one and only Jody. I don't know yet. I'm not sure yet. I make this stuff up as I go along. It's like I don't really plan too much when it comes to this. I think the only thing that I plan is trying to figure out what I'm going to be working on today. But that's pretty much it. Everything else is kind of like free flowing. So we'll see. We'll see. You know how it goes. I'm just getting myself together here. And yes, and everybody say hello to Nita in the background. She's guarding the velvet rope of the VIP room. So everybody behave yourselves. Or she will be giving everybody a firm pow on the butt as she mutes you or something. Whatever she feels like doing. So yes. So let's all be on our best behavior today. Okay, so let's see. Where is my... It's like this is why I keep telling myself I need to get a larger screen. It's like I need more real estate in front of me so that I can kind of organize my stuff better, so I'm not constantly trying to dig through tabs and windows to find everything. But before we get into that, hello, everyone. My name is Daphne Lage, and I'm a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York, which explains a lot. I have been self-publishing comics since 1992, and you know what that means.
With a few exceptions, the characters on this program are weird and peculiar and not to be trusted.
And I am known for the Furry Fantasy Adventure Tall Tales, which, like I said, this I know I'm going to be working on today and showing off some Tall Tales stuff. But thank you, everybody who's been supporting the Tall Tales campaigns so far. And currently, I am known for my medieval fantasy soap opera drama, EGORAVEN, Heir of the First Unicorn, currently on Kickstarter right now as we speak. All the links are in the show notes below. Thank you so much to the 109 people who have supported the campaign so far. We have, I think, about 15 days left on the campaign. I would love to make it to 180 backers. But let's see what happens. You know, it's like a lot can happen in 15 days. So thank you so much to everybody who has supported so far. I am also co-host with Nita Lanning on the Rage Into the Vlogs show every Monday and Friday here on the Indie Comics Network. And speaking of our shows, join us this Friday where we will have special guest Tyler Carpenter, artist and creator of The Girl with the Mega Fists, Coins of Judas, and a whole bunch of other books, because the man is a machine, cranking out thousands of pages for your Kickstarter pleasure. So, yeah, so join us. So join us on Friday at 11 a.m. where So join us on Friday. I'm sorry. It's just Nita is sending me smoke signals in the background. So join us on Friday where we will have very interesting conversations with Tyler Carpenter and his books, and especially his Twitter feed, where he talks a lot about marketing your comics for Kickstarter and beyond. So that's I'm really looking forward to that. Also, speaking of Kickstarter, remember that we have a coupon code, RAGEN10, that you can use at Gemini Comic Supply. So if you have a campaign coming up or to fulfill, or whatever you need. I mean, it's like I use this coupon code to buy bags and boards. Because God knows it's like we never stop using those. So yes, save 10% on your next Gemini mailer order using our coupon code RAGEN10. Yes, I mean that really does help. It really does save money. It's like I was surprised when I used it. I don't know why I was surprised when I used it, but I did. But like I said, I used it mostly for bags and boards. And last but not least, also remember, Tall Tales writer JD Calderon is also on Kickstarter as well with his book, The Oswald Chronicles, with Volume 3. We were just passing through the continuing adventures of Oswald, because JD is also the writer of Tall Tales. That's what I keep trying to say here. Yes, so go over to Kickstarter and also support his campaign as well for the Oswald Chronicles Volume 3. All the links are in the show notes, along with a whole bunch of other cool campaigns that are also on Kickstarter right now. We're talking about Limbo by J.D. Rosario, Nightwolf by Rob Multari, Sparkle Dog by our one and only Chad Perkins, and some other campaigns, other cool campaigns as well. I think Isaac Fox's Mistress Izumi's adult lessons is also live on Kickstarter as well. Look, even the bird is impressed. I mean, just a lot of stuff going on Kickstarter. So like I said, all the links in the show notes below for everybody to check out. Go find your new favorite comic. so there we go. So yes. Oh, hello, James. Hello. Absolutely smash the like. Smash it. Smash the like, the thumbs, and everything. Yes. Like I said, we broadcast. This show is broadcasting not only here at my own channel at Daphne Lage Art, if you are watching, from regions beyond. Yes, I see you, the 7 people next to my giant eyeball, and yes, and I see everybody in the comments too. So, like I said, I'm just getting myself together here, and yes. if you are watching this, you're checking this out on my channel at Daphne Lage Art, where you can see all of my previous live streams and pre-recorded videos, as I said in the disclaimer. But we also simulcast through the Indie Comics Network, where there's a whole bunch of other playlists from a whole bunch of other creators you can watch as well. So make sure you like, subscribe. Yes, smash that like, smash the thumbs up, smash the thumbs down, because the algorithm can't tell the difference between the two. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever any of our shows go live. You know, so yeah, it's a lot going on today. A lot's been going on in general. It's like luckily I took a nap before I went, I set up for the stream, so at least I feel a little bit more clear-headed than I did when I started. It's kind of an overcast day, so not exactly an appropriate environment to wake up to, because it makes it hard to wake up. But I think we're okay. I think we're okay. So so just been really busy this week. I have been working on coloring Tall Tales, which we're going to be showing on the screen in a little bit. Just because I have EGORAVEN up on Kickstarter right now, EGORAVEN 6, doesn't mean that I can dilly-dally and not think about the next campaign. In fact, my brain is on the next several campaigns. If you joined us last week, I was working on some pages for a future campaign later on this year for a one-shot EGORAVEN special. It's going to end up the one-shot special along with an issue 1 of a collection of shorts. For those of you who've been following me on Facebook or have just been following the EGORAVEN campaign as well, in my previous campaigns, I have been doing these short stories that pretty much if I had incorporated them into the main storyline, they would have bogged down. They would just gotten in the way of the main storyline and made it much longer than 15 issues as it originally is supposed to be. So what I decided to do is to do these short stories as just kind of like individual vignettes. And I'm finally collecting them in a new series called Tales from the Outer Kingdoms. And the idea is to release these individual issues with these collected short stories until I get enough of them to make one full trade paperback. So the first one will be premiering later on this year with the EGORAVEN one-shot of the Unicorn's King Daughter, or as everyone on Facebook knows, Medieval Unicorn Viking Slut, coming to Kickstarter later on this year. So, but today we're going to be working on the next campaign that comes that comes after EGORAVEN 6, and that's going to be another Tall Tales campaign. This time it's Tall Tales, or so I thought. It is the short story. It's a self-contained short story all about our panda bard, Gabriel, who's one of the main characters in the main series, and he gets his own short story, which is kind of a prequel to the Thief's Quest story arc. So I'm just really glad to kind of like get all this Tall Tales work that I've been working on for all these years collected into these books. So this is going to be kind of like a mini trade paperback. And and not only that, but this is going to be the first full color Tall Tales book that we're printing, which hopefully will lead to more full color books. So that's, that it's very exciting for me as to what this book represents. But like I said, I'll be showing you pages of that in a minute. Hold on, let me just put a little air on here. So also I don't think I showed it on this on the stream. I know I probably showed it if you missed our last vlog. I showed this off, but I finally got the proofs back from the printer for EGORAVEN issue 6. So here it is. I know I showed you guys the rough color proof that I was correcting. And then even then I got this back from the printer and realized that there was a major color correction mistake that I made. So I was able to fix the file and tweak it a bit, but pretty much the book is ready to go. So as you can see, everything, I mean, it all prints beautifully as always. And yeah, and it's like, and I'm just really excited to get this book out to everybody. I mean, it's like, this is the book that kind of like, you know, that part on the roller coaster where you're just about to go over that first tall hill. It's like, this is the issue that does that. So thank you. Like I said, thank you everybody to the 109 backers that supported the campaign so far. Thank you everybody who also spread the word, that's continuing to spread the word about the campaign. As you can see, if this is the first time you're seeing any of my campaigns, the hill I will die on is that the books will always be finished by the time the campaign even launches. So obviously, so the book was ready. It's just that I didn't have the proof in time when we launched the campaign, but now I have it. It's right here. And not only that, I also have proofs of all the variant covers as well. So I'll show you really quick what they look like. So this is the same cover, but this is obviously the virgin cover that's available on the campaign as well. Virgin meaning that there's no trade dress on it. And yeah, so this is going to be the virgin cover. And the thing is about all these variant covers is that pretty much I print only as much as gets ordered on the campaign. So if you're the type that likes to collect variant covers, make your pledge, because it's very rare that I have any extras after my print run, after I do my initial order. And if I do have extras, usually they end up in either like mystery bundles or as giveaways, you know, like promotional giveaways or something. I usually have very few left to actually make available. So this is the silver edition cover of the main cover. So yeah, so this I really like these because it really shows off my line art. And yeah, it's like I just really like the way that looks. I mean, it's fun to get these. It's fun to get the alternate covers in. So that's the silver cover. But there's always a toss up with the hollow foil cover. I don't know which one of these, honestly, I like the best. You know, I mean, the hollow foil, I mean, you really have to see this in person, because even on camera, it's kind of hard to really get how shiny and, you know, just like, you know, it's like there are two things that really get me, that really get my attention. That's glow in the dark and anything that sparkles. so look at that. I think you can see that. You can see that pretty well here. And again, if you like variant covers, these are the campaign exclusive covers that I'm going to be showing right now. So this is the Jaden Lanning variant cover that's available on the campaign. These pretty much I do not make extras of. These are exclusive to the campaign, and I really only print enough for the campaign itself. So if you really want this exclusive cover, you have to pledge on the campaign. Now there is a virgin variant of this without the logo and the trade dress. I just don't have it. I still have to find. I put it away somewhere and I forgot where I put it. But just imagine this cover without the logo. That's what we have. And then, of course, like I said, we have the virgin, and of course, we have the hollow version, the hollow cover version of this cover as well. So, like I said, these are the proofs that I just got from the printer a couple of days ago. I'm just really chuffed with how these came out. What's really funny is that this time around, it's like, look, because if you look at it, I don't know what if they got like a new stock of paper or something, if you can notice it. So this is this is how they usually look stapled, right? You know, just folded and whatnot. But the variant covers, for some reason, almost have like this. They're stapled, but they almost have like this perfect bound square spine on it. And it's like, and I thought that was like pretty neat. So I don't know if it was just a fluke of the proof, or whether there's something with the paper that they're trying to do that's just a little bit different. But it's even like the cover is even scored like a trade paperback. So it's actually pretty cool. It's like, because it looks and feels kind of like a trade paperback. And it only seems to be the case with the specialty colors covers, with the hollow and the silver. The other like I said, the other covers seem to be exactly the way a comic book looks like. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So we'll find out if that's going to be a thing or not, you know, because sometimes depending how the stock runs through the machine, maybe they're using a different binding for a reason. So okay, so let's see this. So Patrick, how to separate jacket cover, one that can be removed to have a clean art only cover with all the, okay, so I mean, you're talking about like the version covers, because usually what it is, I mean, although here's the thing, I have seen variant covers from other companies where they have both, where it's like you have the virgin cover and then you open it up and then the actual cover is underneath it, you know. So technically the book has two covers. I just prefer to keep everything separate, because I don't know, it's like, because it's like no one's going to tear off a cover, although technically I have done that when I was younger. It's like that. I remember that there was a Lady Death cover that I did that too. It was not a hollow foil, but it was like it had red. It was a red foil and it was die cut or something. And I actually yanked the cover off the body and like taped. Look, I was young. Okay. It's like, oh, the value. It's like that. And then I just taped it onto my wall. So yeah, it's, you know, so yeah. So, right. You know, so yeah, so so that's the thing. They're not, the covers are not really meant to be removable. Oh, hello, Efrain. Hello. Let's see. Well, I think so on our, you have the dust jacket. That is something that I'm thinking of doing for well, yeah. It's funny that you bring that up, because it's like that is something that I'm looking into doing when we do the House of Bob sketchbooks very later on this year. I think the first of the I'm looking to get like the first House of Bob sketchbooks on Kickstarter by December. And depending on what the printer can offer. I know what you're talking about, because I do have, unfortunately, I can't show it on this stream because, you know, YouTube, this is more the general audience's stream. I do have a collection, an art book collection by Satoshi Oroshihara, where the dust jacket is the regular cover, and then when you take off the dust jacket, you have the nude version underneath. So that's something that I'm looking into seeing if I can get done, but I'm not sure yet. Like I said, it depends on what the printers that I usually use. But yeah, that's if we're talking about something like that, that's I definitely have a pin in that idea. So yeah, so we'll keep an eye out for that. Yeah, so also it's like, you know, what else was going on? I was trying to fix my my office again. I was trying to fix my office again. It's like, I wish, like I said, it's like the screen, you know, I'm always look. I've been fussing with this office since. Hello, welcome. Oh, so did Vess send you over? Yeah, because I was just watching. I just caught a clip of Vess. Oh my God, her shit is so gorgeous. She's working on something right now. Oh, hello. Hello. Hey, is this am I being rated? Hello. You know? Yeah, so I mean it's like so I was checking something on Twitch before I was launching, and oh my God, she's doing this absolutely gorgeous elf guy, and it's just like, oh my God, I gotta save my money. Hey, hello. It's like, unfortunately, I'm still trying to get the hang of Twitch. So I know that there's something that you got to do. That's something that usually happens when there's a raid. And it's like, the only thing that I could do is a little pathetic white girl dance. So I'll do that. Okay, is that good? Okay, we're good. So yeah, I mean, it's like it's absolutely it's I gotta save my money for one of those vests. I really do, because holy crap, it's like I felt like one of those, those anime guys, where it's like blood starts spurting out of their nose. It's just like, oh my God. So yeah, I really gotta save my money for a commission from you. But yeah, so it's like, yeah, so if you are joining me from Twitch, welcome. And yeah, make sure that you check out Visenia's channel later, because like I said, the thing that she's working on right now is just absolutely incredible. So I've been kind of like fussing with my office since I had it rebuilt, essentially, because I had a flooding problem in this corner, destroyed so many books, it wasn't pretty. And just when you think that oh, if you could start an office from scratch, you can you can build it however you want. And all I can say is you can never build it however you want. Because like I said, I've been fussing with this since I rebuilt the office, and now it's like going, oh, I need a larger screen. I need a second screen. Like, I can't decide whether I need a larger screen or a second screen, but if I put a second screen, it's going to interfere with me being able to use this desk as a secondary art table. So it's just like, I'm sitting here trying to like, okay, how do I get more real estate on my screen? Right. Oh, thank you. It's like I hope I hope you enjoy what you see as I go along. We're just coming along the half-hour mark, and usually what I do is I babble for the first half hour, let everybody come in, and then I start my work. Oh, hello, welcome, Chris. Hello. And so yeah, that's usually how I do it. So as you can see on the screen down here, I have my Cintiq to the side ready to go. Actually, it's like I've been staring at my I'm in a house. This is an extension that my parents built that I pretty much turned into an office. It's kind of, it seems like a nice idea until it's either the summer or the winter, and it either turns into a greenhouse or a meat locker in here. So I'm very happy with this transition into spring right now, because at least the temperature in here is going to be at least tolerable until I start getting full sun through those windows. It's like, it's like we work with what we have, right? So also, speaking of Visenia, I just wanted to thank her again for the suggestion of the gloves, which we will be using today. But unfortunately, my Cintiq, yes, that's exactly that's exactly how it feels in here. Unfortunately, I think that there either might be something wrong with my Cintiq, which I hope not, or there's something glitchy with the new Photoshop update that happened a couple of weeks ago, because they did the new update and Photoshop hasn't been working right since. So I've tried everything, and so it's like that, like even the like I can get the touch screen to work, but Photoshop is not responsive the way it should be. So you know what, but at least the glove is a lot more comfortable. I was using before a compression glove. This is for arthritis. Actually, this is for arthritis, and I thought it was the same thing. I had no idea that these gloves, that the purpose of these gloves was to not activate the touch screen before you needed it. So I had no idea. I was today years old type of thing. So, and also what I like better is that it's not a compression glove. My hand doesn't get as tired as with using the other one. There's always a trade-off. I'm always afraid of like carpal tunnel and things like that. So I use the other glove, but this one is just a lot more comfortable and it slides really nicely on the screen. So thank you. You know what? It's like, I have Clip Studio, but I haven't you know what? Probably you're right. I probably should try maybe Clip Studio to test to see whether it is Photoshop or my Cintiq. I mean, either way though, even if it is the Cintiq, unfortunately, I am just not in the mental state right now to spend $3,000 on a new Wacom. Because it's like, because in the end, I know that there's like all these alternatives like Huion and all that, or X Pen, and it's like I'm too much of a brand whore. So if I needed to replace this Cintiq, I need to replace it with another Wacom. So either way, it's like I'm just gonna power through the issues until either Photoshop updates again, or or if something actually goes haywire with it. Yeah, I know. It's like that's it like knowing would be worse. Like, oh snap, it's the tablet. And it's like, no, you know what? I really don't want to fight that out. So okay, so what I'm gonna do, we're already a little past the half-hour mark. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to run a bump, bring my setup over, and then I'm going to show you the stuff that I'm working on, and then we're going to work on some more stuff. So I will where am I? Yes, so I will be right back. There we are. Let's see. So, you used to use a Wacom. Oh, so you're not using a Wacom now. All this time I thought you were using a Cintiq. You switched to Surface. That's the Windows computer, right? That's the Windows one. I mean, I'm sure you like it because you use it, but it's like, oh, okay. Like, I don't know. It's like I'm too much of a creature of habit. I don't know if I could like honestly, it's like if I had that like if I had a choice, if I had the money and could only buy a Wacom or or a new computer, and I'll still see you later. See you later, Chris. Right. I mean, right. The one with the large one. It's like, I don't know. Oh, you know what? That's something that I would probably have to test out because you know what I've been like kind of ogling is iPads. You know, the large ones, because I'm really kind of jealous of the pen that the iPen or whatever they call it, the pencil, the Apple Pencil. Like, I really do like the way that looks and how it feels. Like, I only tried it once, but I really like the way how it feels. Like, it feels like an actual pencil. But again, it's kind of like I don't know whether it's just, you know, it's like I'm just you know, it's like I'm just being tech greedy or something, where it's like I know it's not the tool, it's the artist. Oh, you tried it out? Oh yeah, because I have a Microsoft store in the city. It's like a couple of stops away on the train, so it's like I guess like one day I should go try it out, just so at least I have that option in the back of my head, you know, because it's like, yeah, it's because like, yeah, if I had the money, because it's like I would get the large Cintiq, but if a Windows computer can probably do it for, and I'm pretty sure it's probably less expensive, not by much, but less expensive. Yeah, probably I'll try it out. I'll try it out. So here on the screen, and so a couple of episodes ago, I started working on the first page of the new Tall Tales book that I was talking about. So this is for the next campaign, Tall Tales, or so I thought. It's like I said, it's a one shot, and it's our first Tall Tales book that you know, that it's the first Tall Tales book that we're doing that's in full color. So there was a couple of things when I was working on this piece, especially this first page. There was a couple of things that I realized that I had to do in order to convert what originally started as a black and white only image. You know, like it was inked for black and white, not really for color, and I had to do a lot of cleanup on the pages in order for the colors to sit right, you know, especially once the shading is in, because I had a lot of clash between the cross hatching and the shading on the color. So once I kind of got the hang of what I needed to do, and what it turned out was that what I decided was I was going to split the difference on the amount of cleanup that I was going to do by only cleaning up the hatching that was on the main characters. Any characters in the piece, that's where I was cleaning up. Any hatching was going to stay in the background. So this is my InDesign file. So what I did is like this week I was able to get my 10 pages, the first 10 pages of a 40-page book done. And I decided to start putting together the actual file that eventually will become the print file. Right now, none of the pages have any lettering on it because JD has to redo. He's re-editing the book, and which means that I have to redo all the lettering. So I'm trying to get all these pages absolutely done. So then hopefully when I start to letter, it only takes me a couple of days and we get this done and write out the thing. Oh yeah, no, definitely. The tool won't change the art, but it's something to make. I'm all about workflow. I'm all about workflow. That's for sure. That's why it's kind of difficult for me to kind of like do anything that kind of changes, like using Clip Studio Paint. I really do have to sit down and just do a piece in Clip Studio Paint to get the hang of it. It's like, you know, just really like commit one piece to it, or else I'm never going to learn it. Because I'm so used to using Photoshop, even in its glitchy, whatever glitchiness is going on right now. I'm so used to it that I'd rather a glitchy workflow than relearning a new than learning a new workflow. It's annoying, I know. But so this is my InDesign file. And like I said, it doesn't have any lettering in it because we're having that. We're going to redo the lettering on it, with everything that we've learned over the years. I think like the last time we published this book was back in 2007. So, to give you, so there was plenty of things that we learned in between that first time and now. So as you can see, like here, like I left the hatching in the background because in the end I decided that if I were to clean up all that hatching, it would almost be the equivalent of me re-inking. And that's pretty much what I'm just kind of being a pest about it. I mean, I know that once I really start using it and I do a full piece in it and get the hang of it, that I'll probably be like, why didn't I learn this sooner? Especially like when I see you do like put in the patterns and the special brushes and stuff like that. I know Photoshop can do like a variation of it, but there's a certain versatility that I see. That's pretty much that I mean, it was made by specifically for that. So yeah, I mean, that's what that it was made for. And it does a lot of things, like the whole thing, like how they have asset catalogs and like the brushes and the pattern tools and especially the pattern tools. I still remember the way you made a stained glass background on a previous piece, and I'm like going, that's what I need to be able to do that line. Like you do the one line and it has like a stroke on it, so that you were literally making a stained glass window, and I go, Photoshop cannot do that, and I needed to do that, because I've tried looking for a dupe and Photoshop doesn't have that. Going back to the piece. So I decided that if I was to sit down and really clean up all this cross hatching, it was going to take too much time. And my goal is to finish at least coloring this book before or right around this campaign. Actually, no, I mean, 15 days left. I'm not going to be able to finish the book in 15 days. I mean, I would have to really grind, and it's like, I don't think it's that necessary to grind that hard on these pages. So, but the idea is like to definitely get this book done before the end of the month. So that, because in May, I want to finish the short story that I started penciling last week, and I want to finish it there. So then by the time this campaign starts, I can be working on EGORAVEN issue 7 and getting that finished. I mean, that's pretty much the schedule that I have myself on. Like, I'm always kind of like trying to be a book ahead of the campaign. So, yes. Well, I mean, I would consider it less spying and more I'm just watching your streams. But yes, yes. So these are the first 10 pages that you're seeing so far. This is how, like I said, this is my print file. So what I like about using the Adobe suite is that, so these are the Illustrator files. So I did the Photoshop files, brought them into Illustrator, and then brought the Illustrator files into InDesign, because I do all my lettering in Illustrator. So when I do the lettering in Illustrator, all I have to do is save the file in Illustrator. And when I reopen this InDesign file, it automatically updates all the pages. So I only have to make the InDesign file once. And then whatever multitude of changes I do in the Illustrator with the lettering or the coloring, because that's the thing. If I, for some reason, update the coloring in Photoshop, it automatically updates in Illustrator. So it's like, yeah, so I have all my files done. You see, that's the workflow, right? So and then when I do the lettering, InDesign will automatically update those pages. So I figure I might as well, now that I have 10 pages, I can start I can start just putting together everything so that future me doesn't have to scramble. So yeah, so what I did is I just cleaned up any cross hatching that were on the characters themselves. Anything in the background, unless it looked a little too weird, I pretty much left alone. Like you can see here, I just left that hatching there. I wasn't going to clean everything. Yeah, I know. That's another thing that everyone keeps like between. Yeah, it's like because Allison was like telling me, it's like, why do you have all these programs? You could just use Clip Studio Paint. It even animates for you, So it's like I said, I'm just being a pest with the transition. I'm just being a pest. So yeah, so luckily, as I was seeing these pages, as I was working on these pages, I guess when I originally made them, I couldn't keep the commitment with the hatching on the characters. So there's literally pages where I didn't have to do anything, which was good. So so it's like I'm just like really getting through these pages. I'm very happy with them. They're all flatted, so all I'm doing is just color correcting. And and it's just that I'm just really chuffed with how these pages are coming out. It's like doing the covers for Tall Tales. Like, okay, I've seen the characters in color, because it's the cover, I don't really think about it. But seeing the interiors in color is a little bit different. And I'm feeling kind of in a way about it. Like I'm really, really liking what I'm seeing. I especially like the way these two pages came out so far. And what's really funny is that for some reason because it's like the flatting, because I usually send my pages out to get flatted. So it's another person who does the flatting. And they're not doing accurate flatting. They're just putting in the colors, the flat colors for me, and then I change them later. Because if you wanted accurate flatting, that's a little bit extra money. And it's like, okay, look, my budget is small enough as is. Let me just stick with what I can do. But for some reason on the Tall Tales pages, what I'm finding is that the choices that they were making for flatting has been working really well for me. And I've had to do less tweaking than like I usually do for the EGORAVEN pages. So this process has been a little bit smoother than I usually that I'm used to. So like I said, I'm very, very happy with how these pages are coming out. And like I said, so this is the last this is the 10th page. So yeah, so as you can see, as let me just show you what it looks like here. So I have the entire book. Oh, you can't. Hold on. let me turn this guy off so you can see it. Hold on. Or maybe I could just scooch it over right here. Okay, there. Oh, no. Okay, so here. Let me just turn him off right here. So over here is the entire book. The entire template pretty much that I set up in InDesign. And yes, if this was Manga Studio, a Clip Studio Paint, everything would be in one program. Yeah. Right. It's like, it's like, don't worry, Vess. Don't worry, Vess. All fine wine. No fine wine before it's time. You're just as busy as the rest of us, and it's like, we don't want to. It's like, it would be fun, but we're all good. We're all good. Don't feel like you're being pressured for anything. So you're doing really well on Twitch. We talk about you. Me and Nita talk about you all the time as much as we can on the show. We talk about your books. Oh, and yes, and just so everybody knows, if you support EGORAVEN, Heir of the First Unicorn, issue 6, links in the show notes below. We unlocked at the 100th backer, which we've unlocked because we're at 109 backers. I have a special PDF bundle. It's almost like 20 books, PDF books. I talked to all my friends, including Vess, to allow me to put their first issues in this bundle so that everybody who supports the campaign can get this special indie comics bundle where you can try out all these different books from all these different artists. And Vess's book, Celestial Pulse, is in this bundle. So if you want to check out Vess's book, it's in the bundle. All you have to do is support the campaign at either a physical or digital level. Everybody who backs the campaign gets this bundle. So like I said, it's almost 20 PDFs in this bundle. And there's a lot of great books in there. So, and so thank you so much, Vess, for being a part of that project. No, I am not. I am not Nina's mom, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express. So this is right. So these are the 10 pages that I've gotten done so far. So today, instead of doing thank you, Vess. So instead of doing more pages, I literally forgot, because it's like, I'm gonna be lame like this. I literally forgot. I never did the cover. Like I inked the cover. So let me just close this. So okay. So yes. Yeah, we'll save that. So I've completely forgot that I still had to do the cover. So this is the new cover for the book. Now, just to give you a basis of comparison, this is the original cover that I printed back in 2007 when we did the original version. I don't think I have one printed here. A printed version here. I don't. But this is what the original cover looked like. So let me just take off the text here. So this is what the cover originally looked like. Now, my intention at the time was to do a brand new cover, until I realized what the cover really needed was not I forgot. Well, technically I forgot that I had to finish it. So like I said, this is the original cover, and I was going to redo the piece. I was going to do a brand new piece, but I decided that it's like, you know what? The piece itself is not that bad. You know, like, why reinvent the wheel, right? But what I can do is I can kind of spruce it up a bit. So what I did was, so this is the spruced up version. As you can see, I really beefed up the inks, and I added the background. Let me see if I could put the two of these side by side so you can see it. So, you know, so you can kind of, see the difference between the two. It's the same artwork. All I did was printed out a new version of it on Bristol and then just beefed up the inks. You know, so, and then it's like I added in, you know, kind of like a little background or something just to make it more interesting, you know, a little bit more visually interesting. But it's like, I didn't need to redo it from scratch. All I had to do was just, I guess, like, just continue on with what I had already. So as you can see also, so that's the difference between the two. Let me put this, can I put this back? Okay, yeah, put that back. Put that back. So this is what it looks like when I get it back from the flatters. So like I said, I don't, Well, that's the story, my friend. That is the story. So, you know, so yeah, so that's yeah, we get to find out in the story how he ends up with the sword. Um so when I send it to the flatter, so so before anything else, right? So this is what it looks like, right? So this is the inks that I did. And because I, like I have so much else, other things to do. And honestly, I hate flatting. I really dislike it. I don't know why. It's the most tedious thing. I can shade all day. That's no big deal. But, but actual flatting and tracing out the shapes, I can't stand it. And that was why it ended up the first thing that, it was the first thing when I was able to outsource something, flatting was the first thing that I outsourced. So this is what it looks like. So if I shut off the inks, this is what proper flatting looks like. So as you can see, the colors are very far from accurate. But like I said, that wasn't the point. The whole point is just like, okay, let's get the shapes done, and then I can just change things. I can just drop in new colors without having to worry about it so much, which saves me a lot of time. So for that, so in that's the case. So I'm going to leave this one open, but I do have actually I never did her character on a separate and anywhere else. So technically there's nothing stopping me from taking the colors from here. I had redone a different cover with these characters here. Actually, let me open that up just so you can see the other things that I'm working with. So this is one. Okay. Yeah. So there we go. So this is a cover when I was thinking of redoing it. So this piece is going to eventually end up a postcard on the next campaign. What I originally had wanted to do was to take this image and incorporate these, kind of like the back, and then combine it with these two covers somehow. Before I figured, what, I could might as well just re-ink this and it'll come up better. But I'm going to be still using this cover on the campaign. So like I said, it's going to be an art print. So because it just came out really nice. It's based on a John Buscema cover from Conan. I've been really studying those types of covers, especially, the Conan covers, and just playing around with it. And it's like, what makes, what makes those covers kind of tick, and how I could incorporate it into my own work. So this is based on one of those Conan covers. I really like the way it came out, and it's just like trying to get like a particular vibe. So these for here, like these would be the more accurate colors that I would be using, but I never made any decisions about these two. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the colors that are on the original cover. How many times can I say cover on this? And so like right here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I'm on my flats layer, and I'm just going to drop in that color right there. So I'm just going to switch up, just what, like the color that, oh, that's not where I wanted it. It's right there. And then, so this is kind of like the point. Now, as you can see, though, depending on, because sometimes she has assistants that help her with the, I'm pretty sure the main person that I sent this to did this because the lines, the shapes are very clean, which allows me to fill in properly. Oh, no, I don't want that. but there's some tweaking that I have to do. So let me just um show you like here. What is that? What is that? Oh, okay. Oh, that's his cape. All right. So in this case, all right, so if we go like now, this character has the colors from the previous, but there's just certain things that I just want to like tweak a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take that gray, and I'm going to kind of like do that, but here I'm going to make that white so that her eye stands out more. So here, and then over here, because this is wrong, this is supposed to be white, but what I'm going to do first is I'm going to use that so that I can fill in this shape properly. And then I'm going to go back in with white and just do that. So, yeah, so when flatting is done properly, it doesn't take me that, well, I mean, it still takes a little decision making, but not as much as if I had to sit here and, trace out the, yeah, cause I don't know. It's just tracing out these shapes. It's just like, I don't know why it's obnoxious, why I find that obnoxious. So yeah, so look, so right already it's like, so technically I got the right colors in. So let me see here. Yeah. Oh, so this green. Okay, I knew it looked a little too pale, right? So I'm going to go in. Yes, the bucket tool. Yeah. It's like I'm running everything through keyboard key, the shortcuts. So I don't have to go back and forth, although that's kind of part of the glitch too. So yeah, so because these are all the same color, she filled it in the same color. So I still have to trace it out, but not as, I guess, detailed if I had to do it from scratch. And then, yeah, so then I just convert it to the bucket tool and then just do that, and then just like over here, I could just like, and then I got the color that I want. Yes, and I know that, yeah, and that's the thing too. That's the funny thing, because Clip Studio Paint, like, okay, obviously most of the tools are pretty much the same, but it's like, oh, the layout. It's like, oh, everything's in different places, and there's like, you know what it is? It's I guess what it is, like, there's so many options available on Clip Studio Paint. I kind of like get overloaded looking at the interface. And that's why I just have to open it up and just do something in it. Like, I literally just have to like bring in a piece. Like, I keep telling myself, it's like, yo, stupid, you don't have to start from scratch if you don't want to. Just bring in a piece you have inked already and just color it in Clip Studio just to get the hang of it. And then it's like, next time bring in a blue line and then try to ink it. It's like, I mean, I don't know why I make it so complicated for myself. So, okay, so with this one, so we're going to, okay, let me turn off that. And then I'm just going to, so you see, sometimes if she flats things the same color, I end up with that. So that's why I usually have to go in and fix it. So, here I know it's going to be white. So I'm just going to trace that. And oh, it's like, I forgot to put my music on. Hold on, let me put my music on. Okay, so does everyone hear the music? Because as always, Um, nothing sounds like I'm yelling over it. I just want something ambient in the background, you know. You know. Um, yes, Allison, yes, it's like I asked Allison, who's also who's another friend of ours. She kind of gave me a rundown of like we went in a private live stream together, and she's oh great, thank you. And she kind of gave me a rundown on on how to start using Clip Studio. And the thing that she showed me that I really, really liked was using the assets and how to bring in your own photos and kind of like alter them so that they look like a drawing. I mean, obviously, it still needs a lot of tweaking, but there's this particular background that worked perfectly. This photo that I was using, and it worked perfectly once it was converted because I can now see like all the lines properly. So when I draw it, all I have to do is follow the lines that Clip Studio made for me, and it'll look exactly how I want it. So yeah, I'm almost there. I'm almost there in Clip Studio. Yeah, so see, you see that's okay, so okay. Actually, no, it's this one. Yeah, I mean, it's like sometimes it really amazes me. It's like, I can't believe that I was so enamored with this coloring that I was doing. It's like, what a mess. This is such a mess of a coloring job. And I thought I was being so hyped with it. You know, it is so nonsensical and busy, you know, and it's just like, you know, I'm just, I'm very glad that like the new style of coloring that I'm using now, it's like which is this. It's just, I mean, look at how much nicer, you know, much more kind of like organized that coloring is, you know, as opposed to this. You know, but you see, this is what happens when because I understand why I ended up, you know, doing this. This is what happens when you try to study anime cell shading and you don't understand what you're looking at. Because like I said, I mentioned Urushihara, Satoshi Urushihara, right? And I remember spending so much time trying to imitate his style and in the end not understanding what I was looking at, you know, and ended up with this. And I thought that, you know, you know, but then it's like when I started like really learning how to color properly, when I was getting the first issue of EGORAVEN done, it just I was just like, now I'm getting it. Like it's all coming together now. It's like I'm a late bloomer type, you know, yeah, it's true. It's like I'm a lot more comfortable coloring now than I was back then, because this type of coloring, it would take me like a week or so to do this type of coloring, because it was like all these different layers, and if I needed to make a change, I had to change the entire layer. I couldn't just change like the color underneath it. That was the game changer for me. Multiply layer. you know and it was just such a game changer, being able to put down the shading itself, just the generic shade, the general shading on a separate layer, and then if I needed to change a color, I just needed to change that color and the shading would automatically adjust. Game changer. It's like now what pieces that would take me a week to do now just takes me a couple of hours. You know, it's like there was a couple of campaigns where it's like, oh, I need a variant cover, and it's like within 3 hours I had a new variant cover, where before it would take me several days to do it. There was I was like mostly like Legend of Lemnir. I think that's the book that I have, aside from his more adult collection. But like the Legend of Lemnir really kind of stuck with me, especially his armor design, where it was kind of like that they were simple and ostentatious at the same time. So that really, really worked out for me. So it's like I was like imitating that for a while. But yeah, it's like I'm just really happy that now I have kind of like a better handle um on my coloring, um because honestly it's like um I don't think I would have been able to have gotten as much work done with that old style of coloring. Um because it just took too long, you know. But yeah, but you know what? But look, it's like in the end, it's always practice anyway. It sometimes it takes me a while to kind of get it, you know. But when I do, it's like, okay, all right, we're good. You know, it's like I said, the whole multiply layer was a game changer. Um, So that, and this is going to be the strangest thing too. So this color that I'm choosing, this is a color that I learned on it's an incredibly, like, it's an incredibly light blue tint. It's not pure white. And it was, I saw it on a video where the person using it said it's like he like never use pure white on eyes. And and the funny thing is, like, you barely see it, so it's like, oh, it's like, what difference does it make? It's like, but when you actually see that color next to actual white, it I don't know if you can kind of see it right now. It's like, so this is like that lightish blue color and this is pure white. And there's just something about the eyes being that off color that I think really, really makes it work. And I've been using, and I have that color specifically for eyes, just for that. Like that was like the other thing for me. That's like the other aha moment for me. It's just really funny, learning these things. Is that supposed to be white? Yeah, that's supposed to be white. No. Really? There we go. Okay. So. Yeah, but it was just like, so like I finished, yeah, but it's I finished the of course, the other game changer was, okay, so you see this lavender color. If any of you have watched my previous shows, right, you know about this lavender color here. So this was a color that I picked up from another artist. He goes by the name Oh Hey DJ. He works for Cartoon Network and whatnot. He's done a couple of comic book series. And I noticed in his artwork that he was using this purple color for skin tones, because like I said, you're using it on a multiply layer, and I probably spent like a couple of days just testing out which lavender color would work best for me, and that was like look, I'll show you right now. So okay, so I'm on my shadow layer, and I'm going to take this lavender color, and okay, say I just want to do a little, okay, let's do a little shading here. So I'm just going to trace out. Okay, so all right, say I want to, okay, so let me clean that up. So here I am tracing out this area that I'm going to put this purple in. So, all right, so I'm going to do that. Okay, so this is my shadow layer. So I'm going to take that purple, and I'm just going to put that in, right? It's like purple. Why purple? All right, that's what I was thinking the entire time. Why purple? But when you convert that purple to multiply, right, with the color here, I guess with that base color that I have underneath it, I guess you don't notice it as much, but especially when you're over kind of like a darker color. So let me just, right? So no matter what color I put under that purple, so it's like, so yeah, so it gives your color kind of like this purple tint, right? But I don't know. It's like when I saw it on my own work, I'm like going, this is it. This is the color that I have to use. Although, of course, depending, you can use different colors to create different shades. Like if I were to use like blue, right, or maybe like a green, depending on what kind of shading or what kind of lighting you're trying to imitate. So like if we go here, everything, all my shading is that purple tint, and I don't know, I think that it just like kind of like adds a warmth to the piece, and yeah, and it's like, and again, it's like if I wanted to change the color underneath it, I'll change the color underneath it, and then it adjusts, it's like, but again, you still have that purple tint, but of course, because like for the grass, well, for the highlights, I tend to use yellow instead of white, and then when I change the layer, and I think that to luminosity, it turns like this really nice light color. But there's just something about that purple. Now, the caveat is that the purple doesn't quite work with everything. If you notice in this background here, this stone, I ended up using like an actual gray color instead of the purple, because it just, I don't know, it just didn't look right. And that's the thing. It's like using these shades does require some experimentation to and usually what I do too is I do like a layer when I do the shading. I do this green layer so I could just see the shading in and of itself. Because for some reason, if I tried to do the shading on the color layer with the color layer activated, I kind of get confused, which is weird, right? But if I have it just flat like this and I just concentrate on what the shading is, I just end up with better results. So so here, so let me just kind of continue um continue with this character just to show. So so yeah, so it was just like all these little shortcuts, that yeah, it's it's like, we were saying before, it's like it's about the workflow, right? It's like when you have to, would help if I choose the right color. If there we go. um when you have to produce as much work as, like I feel I have to produce to get all these Kickstarters done. Yeah, it's like anything that makes my workflow more efficient, it definitely is something I want to dive into. I mean, like I said, it's like I just have to get my shit together with Clip Studio. you know um so so yeah, so this is kind of how um I do my shading with this purple. Now the thing is, though, is that, like I said, there's certain areas where the purple doesn't seem to work right. And that's the funny, because it depends, because here on this particular piece, I used the purple for his fur right here. And to me, it looks fine. But when I was doing the when I was working on this first page, right? When I was working on this first page, I was originally using the purple, but here it didn't look right. So like let me see if I could show you. So here, like, I have a gray. So originally it was supposed to look like that, but I wasn't feeling it. I really wasn't feeling it. So I ended up going back to this gray color. But for some reason on this cover, I much preferred it. I don't know. Maybe there's a certain tone that it works with. Like, it kind of meshes with the colors on this cover better than it did on this page. So, but the fact that I could just drop in another color and adjust it without having to redo the entire layer, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So that's kind of like, I'm probably going to have to think about here. It's like, is this with this cover, when I do the rest, when I fill in everything, will the gray look better or will the purple look better? So just for, I don't know, maybe just for this sake, I'm going to take that gray and I'm going to put that in instead of the purple. And we're just going to like see how that looks. Which technically I'm not going to know until I'm done with the piece. And then, I can just adjust the colors, and not feel like it's like, oh, I should have done this, I've wasted so much time. That's not the case anymore. So let's see. So that's kind of how this, let me just trim this a bit. Maybe that's just a little too much, maybe. I think that's better. That's much better. I mean, and this is also the funny thing too. It's like I literally have this screen in front of me. I'm looking at the Cintiq right here, but I get a better sense of what I'm doing on the actual screen itself, like on the monitor. Which I always found that funny. which is also probably the reason why I'm kind of like contemplating getting a larger screen, but like I said, it's like I'm still trying to, I don't know yet. I don't know, because it's like, yeah, it's like, am I better off getting another screen, or am I better off waiting until I can get like either a larger Cintiq or trying out that Surface Pro, or something. But it would have to be, I'm talking about like getting one of the larger ones, like the 27-inch, because right now I'm working on a Wacom Cintiq 16 Pro. So it's the screen is 16 inches diagonally. And okay, so let me finish transferring over her colors while before I get too deep. So let's see. And the only, and you see, and this is the thing, the colors, yeah, I had to get, that's why I got the Pro, because they had a regular, like Wacom has like the 16, and then there's the 16 Pro. And the reason why I got the 16 Pro was that they said that the colors on that one was more accurate. I mean, it was double the price, but you know what? I needed that color accuracy. Yeah. But the reason I got the 16 Pro was because at that moment I got cheap. Because for $400 more at the time, I could have gotten the larger one. I think it was like the 21-inch. I could have just gone to the 21-inch. And honestly, I kind of regret not getting the larger Cintiq. I was just being cheap. It's like, it's like I'm spending $1,600 already on this one. What's another $400? Well, what's another $400, right? Let me just say that casually. But the thing is, though, is that if there was kind of something that I kind of chastised myself on, is that I should have gotten the larger screen. I should have gotten the larger one. Because the thing that I keep thinking that, like, the reason, like maybe I've been having like a hard time converting more to digital. Like, all my inking is hand done, all my penciling is hand done. Although I have been working more on doing sketches digitally. So I've been kind of getting the hang of that. Really, really rough sketches. Because what I'm finding that I like about that is the ability to adjust my sketches as I'm working. Where it's like, oh, this foot is wrong, or this long leg is too short, or I need to stretch out the torso a bit or something. I can do that. I don't have to redo the sketch. I don't have to erase, So I've been finding that really useful. And, again, it's like, oh, if this is useful, what if I just what happens if I actually inked digitally? What if, what would my workflow look like if I could just do my comics I could just completely do my comics digitally? What would my workflow look like? But I don't know. I'm not sure if the size of my monitor is an issue, because every time I try to ink, like I said, penciling doesn't seem to be an issue. But when I try to ink, the inking never comes out the way I want it. It always feels like the lines are too thin, it ends up, it's like it doesn't look as finished as I would like. And mind you, I don't think I have that complicated of an inking style. So I was getting a little frustrated, with that. It's like, what is it that's not clicking? Why I'm not like, the inking is not working. Like the penciling, I guess, because it's all rough and whatnot. And then what I do is that I print out the sketches once it's done, and then I light box it. So in the end, I always end up doing the piece by hand anyway. But so yeah, so I was just kind of wondering, it's like, okay, do I really need a larger monitor, or do I need a larger digital work surface? So I'm still here or there with that. I'm not sure, because there was a video I was watching the other day of a mangaka, actually from Japan, where she was talking about how she makes her comics, how she makes her manga. She actually has a manga in Japan published by Viz. I didn't even know that Viz published in Japan. I thought that was an American company. But apparently she has a manga in Japan published by Viz. And she was showing how she did her comics. And she wasn't working on anything on a surface larger than I was. She had the 16 Pro, and it's just like, really? It's like, look, because it's like, yeah, it's like, this is it, it's like, this is what, she was kind of working on, the exact same size. And it's like, am I being just a baby about this? It's like, am I just a baby about this? Am I just being precious about how I'm doing things? It's so it's like, yeah, so I don't know, maybe I just don't know what I want. I've been watching too many people working on iPads. That's what it is. And I'm just, maybe I'm just feeling salty about it. I don't know. How it's like, we always want things we don't have, type of thing. It's like, I don't know. So let's see. Okay, so let's see, what do we have here? Okay, so we have that gray. That's white. Okay. Sometimes I forget that there's certain parts I have to separate out properly. Okay. Okay, we're going to take that. Oh. Well, that's more of a Jose question than a me question. That's yeah. I really couldn't answer that. That's the thing with Tall Tales. There's like I know I pretty much know as much as he tells me, as much as Jose tells me. And he's told me time and time again, and he's mentioned it, that he has it all. It's like that scene in Amadeus. It's all here. It's all here. It's like he has everything worked out. Everything is up here. you know. So it's like, like there's things in the story that it's like, I don't know. I don't know. I personally don't know. Until he gives me the script, I don't know. I don't know for certain. You know? And so the time, and the thing is though, it's like, he's working more on Oswald and right now. And okay, all right. Yeah, that's coming together. That's coming together. And he's working on Oswald, so that's his main priority right now. Because I still have 2 more issues to finish on. I have 2 more issues to finish on the next story arc, which is Tears of the Mother, which is running on the website right now. That's the story arc that's updating. And especially for next year, my goal is to finish that story arc. Because it's like, we're going to be reprinting the collected trade of the first 4 issues of the Tears of the Mother story arc. And then we're going to release the individual issues, to finish off. So 6, 7, yeah, so 6, 7, and 8. So 6 is complete. I just have to letter it. And then there's issue 7 and 8 that I actually have to work on. So that's on the docket for next year. So once that story arc is finished, then Jose said that he will write and give me what he says is going to be a 12 issue miniseries for the final story arc. I don't even know, hold on. I think I froze. Did I freeze? Oh, okay. I think I froze for a second, but yeah, I think we're good. I don't even know what the actual title of the final story arc is. And of course, the thing is that I don't want to spend another 20 years doing 12 issues. It's like, I think that everything that I'm learning on EGORAVEN is definitely going to apply to this last story arc in terms of like how I do the work, how I do the pencils, what I have to do to concentrate on them, how I have to schedule everything. And get those out. Honestly, it's like, let's see, EGORAVEN is 15 issues. I started publishing it in 2021. We're already in 2023 and we're already on issue 6. So so what, in another 3 years I should have the rest of it. I should have, if I continue, then it's like I should have pretty much, I should be finishing issue 15 in about 3 years. If not sooner, considering that the Kickstarters take longer, scheduling a Kickstarter takes longer than actually doing the actual pages. So the idea, so I wouldn't want to spend, like I said, another 20 years doing it. Look, I hate to say it, but I don't think I have another 20 years in me to spend on a series. So we gotta, we gotta get moving. We gotta get moving. Not to be all memento mori on everybody, but hey, it's like, I have less before me than I do behind me. But that's besides the point. That's not what we're talking. So yeah, so the last story arc, he's probably definitely going to be working on it next year, as I'm working on the Tall Tale story arc now, the Tears of the Mother. And then we'll see what ends up on the paper. We'll see what ends up on the page, you know? Well, that is my plan. That is my plan. You know, plenty of artists have, I mean, Gil Evergren literally, he was a pinup artist during the 50s. And he literally died painting. He had an unfinished painting next to his bed. You know, oh, absolutely, absolutely, yes. You know, but you know, there's still there. You know, it's like, look, it's like I have plenty of time now. You know, it's like, but it doesn't mean we get to rest on our laurels. You know. So but you know, so that's kind of like the whole point is that's kind of the schedule that we have. Next year is when we're going to see Jose working on the last story arc for Tall Tales, as I'm finishing up this story arc for Tall Tales, right? And then of course in between all that is all the EGORAVEN stuff I have to finish. So you know, you know, and so it goes, right? So the point is that I technically cannot answer your question until I get the script. You know? You know? So yeah, so that's like another reason why I'm kind of like thinking maybe what I need is a larger Cintiq or whatever to transfer my work on. Because yeah, it's like, you know, how could I improve my workflow? Now, hold on, let's see what I accidentally pressed. Yeah, there we go. You know, how could I improve my workflow? Because if, you know, because I'm thinking if I can do sketches digitally, I should be able to do layouts digitally. And that's probably the next thing I'm going to experiment with. I mean, honestly, if there was ever anything to experiment Clip Studio Paint with, is layouts. Because I, you know, because it's like, yeah, it's like, okay, so because I don't have to be precise with anything, I can adjust as I go along. You know, sounds like it has a lot of potential, that I could save a lot of time. I don't know. I would have to just, like I said, it's like, I'm probably being a little too precious. That's probably my issue. Now, what do I have down here? Oh, okay. That's, all right. All right. All right. Okay. All right. Okay, so these, all right, so I think that's it for those two characters from the original. Let's see. Oh, did I? Hold on. Oh, well, what do you know? Okay, so that's a part of that. Yeah. Okay. All right. So there we have, okay, so there we have our two from the other piece. So I think I got all the colors there. Yeah. Okay. So now I'm just gonna put this away because now I don't need this anymore. Because now for everything else, I'm going to use this piece. I'm going to take the colors from this piece to fill in the other characters. So we're going to go here. There we go. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna use a different, let's see. All right. Yeah, that's and then also this is also the reason too why I like getting the flatting done, because they'll do, even though technically it's unnecessary, but when they do this, I appreciate it, because especially on pages, they kind of fill in little details I would never bother filling in, and especially on the pages, it really works, because it just allows me to add. It just allows a little bit. It puts a little bit more texture onto the pages. Um, you know, you know. So let's see, but like in this case though, it's like it's kind of like a little unnecessary. I mean, because it's like I'm not going to need all those colors, um because really it's just a simple, I mean, I'm just going to like fill in everything the same color. But if this was on a page and it was in the background, I probably would have left it, because it just adds a little something, and I could just adjust the colors. Because when I shade it, that's okay. Hold on. Let's see. Oh, I don't want to affect any of the other characters first. Okay. What's funny is I there's this pen and ink that if it's a little too far for me to reach, so I can't show it. But there's a pen and ink piece that's also related to this that I probably should color as another art print for this campaign, because it's related to this story. It's just that it was one of these pieces that I started working on, decided to do something else, to go with another image, and then I went back and finished it, but I haven't done anything with it, so I do have to color it. So probably eventually probably after I finish my next 10 pages on this. Okay, so that, let's see. The thing is that what's funny is that the background, let's see, what color did I use here? I think I'm going to kind of try to, let's see. That's just, okay, we're going to leave that. Okay, we're going to leave that. I'm going to take some of these. Oh, look at that. Look at that. I actually forgot to continue the piece here, so I'm going to have to do that. So let me go to my ink layer. Okay. Why isn't my pencil working? Okay, there we go. Okay, so here. There we go. So now I can go back here, put in the rest of that. Okay, there we go. Much better. Sometimes that happens. Okay. Oh, hey, Glenn. Hey there. Oh, and if anybody missed it, we did an interview with Glenn Fleming on Monday on the Vlogs show. So if you want to check that out, about his 3 books he's going to be having published and distributed through Barnes and Nobles, hopefully, worldwide, hopefully. So if you want to check out that interview that we did with Glenn, it's in the Rage Into the Vlogs show playlist. Oh, 4 books. Yeah, let's not get that twisted, right? 4 books. So so you can check out the playlist for the Rage Into the Vlogs show, and it was literally the one we did on Monday. So, which is a lot of fun. Always a pleasure to talk to you. Yeah. So let me get that other color. Let's see. Oh yeah, it definitely was, but it was a great half-hour interview. We could have gone on for hours, but it's like we have to keep these. It just means that you get to come back more often. That's all. So let's see. So I'm going to take that. Okay. And do I have anything else? Oh, look at that. We're almost at the second hour already. Time flies. Time really does fly. Maybe let's see. Let me see. What should I? Let me make like a grayish color. Yeah, that'll do. Maybe I should leave it red. No, let's leave it like that for now, and we'll see how it looks. Okay, and then it's like honestly, I don't think that there's. Let me see. Well, let me brighten up the. Let me brighten up the grass here at least. Then what? Let me brighten up these rocks. Like I don't really feel the need to change the color, but it could brighten it up a bit. Yeah. Okay. And what's funny is that let me darken this. Okay. A little bit more brown. There we go. Yeah, much better. Much better. Yeah. So yeah, okay. That's coming together. That's coming together. Okay, so let's all right. Whoop. Okay, now it should be a little bit easier because now it's like a lot of the duplicate colors shouldn't be floating around as much. So okay, good. Okay. Let's see. Not. Okay. All right. So I know that's. Oh, again. Wait a minute. Why did it? Oh, because I'm on the wrong layer. That's why. There we go. Always got to be careful with that. Okay. Okay, so all right. Oh, nope. Just... Okay. All right. Okay. So I might as well. I know we're just hitting the second hour, but we're so close to finishing correcting the flats. I might as well just keep going until that's done. So that's what I'm going to do. There we go. So let's just continue on. We got a nice vibe going. We're almost done with the corrected flats. Might as well just finish it. Oh, what am I doing? This color, actually, this color should work on its own. Let's see. Just making sure it didn't affect anything else. There we go. There we go. Very nice. Very nice. Oh. All right, I'm going to. Oh, no. Nope. Oh, actually, well, let's just get the color it's supposed to be, and then we can leave it at that. Okay. Ah, really? Okay, there we go. Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's blue. Oh, actually, it might be as if I just did it this way. And then I think it's a different color. So, oh, there we go. Even better. Okay, we're almost done here. Or at least with this part. Okay. Oh. Okay. And I think this is probably just a brown color, nothing fancy. Okay. And I think, what's this green? And I think, I think in terms of the flats, I think that might be it. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, so there we go. So this is pretty much. Ah, wait. I knew that there was something. Here we go. I knew. There we go. I knew that there was something a little tad off. There we go. Much better. Much better. So there we have it. So that's pretty much what I do when I color correct flats from the flatter. So yeah, so now these are the colors I'm just going to be working on top of. So now what I'm going to have to do is shut off the color using this mask, and then I'm going to start putting in the shading that goes on top of it. And all I have to do now is just do the shading and then turn off this layer. And then, as you can see, especially here, how the shading just starts to bring everything together, So I'm still on the fence about this gray. I'm going to have to wait and see how the rest of the piece looks. If I'm going to keep it that gray or I'm going to use the pink. That lavender color for the shading, but we'll see. Like I said, it depends on how the rest of the how the cover comes together as a whole. So yeah, so there you have it. So this is going to be the cover for the next Tall Tales campaign, or the Tall Tales, or so I thought. It's a one shot. It's a one shot story. It's going to be about 40 pages, and yeah, and it's just going to be and it's a prequel story to the Thieves Quest storyline, pretty much about how Gabby Gabriel, the panda bard, ended up joining our main cast of intrepid adventurers. So keep an eye out for that. Let me just shut that off. So yeah, so keep an eye out for that. And yeah, so okay, let me just put this to the side. I mean, the one benefit of having the small Cintiq is that I could just lift it and put it to the side, like I did, as opposed to if I had like a larger display monitor, it has to stay in one place. I mean, I would just have to like commit to losing this space here, and that's it. So that's probably why I'm fussing, the kind of like procrastinating, or just like, well, it's not like I can get it now anyway, no matter what. So it's just one of those things. I keep putting a pin in it like that, and we'll see how it goes. You know what? It's like, it's in the end, I think it's just going to be a problem for future me to deal with, because yeah, it's not happening anytime soon, regardless. I'm just going to have to, deal with, work on stuff with the things that I have and not the things that I wish I have. So, that's all I have to do. So here we are, a little past the second hour. Thank you so much to everybody who's been watching. Thank you so much for everybody in the chat, to Patrick, to Glenn, to Visenia. Which now that I think about it, it's like, girl, weren't you running your own stream while this was while you were in my chat? It's like, it's like, weren't you busy? So, but it's all good here. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joseph, for showing up. Everybody, if I missed anybody, I saw you in the chat. Trust me. And thank you so much to the 8 people who lasted this long, who pretty much stuck with us till the end of the 2 hours. Thank you so much. I hope that you found what I was working at least interesting. I hope that it made you curious about the work that I do, which is the whole point of this. So, yeah, so it's like, I just hope, so I just, I hope we all had a good time. I know I had a good time, so I hope we all had a good time, too. So here we are at the end of the show. Like I said, thank you so much to everybody for coming. Don't forget that we have Tyler Carpenter coming up on our next vlog on Friday. So make sure you tune into that. And that's pretty much it for me. I'm just going to bask in the glow of finishing another task on the on the stream itself. We're getting better at it. And last week we finished our rough pencils. This week we finished our flatting. So there you have it. So if you enjoyed what you saw and you want to learn more about me and my artwork and about my campaigns running now, remember EGORAVEN Air the First Unicorn issue 6 on Kickstarter. All the links are in the show notes below. Thank you to the 109 people who have pledged so far. And and we have 15 days to go, 14 days. So let's see where we can take it. And like I said, if you are interested in seeing more of my work, you can head on over to my portfolio site at egoworks.com, EGOWORKS. You can find links to all of my galleries and social media sites, but I mostly post to Facebook right here if you are interested in seeing sketches and current work in progress and updates and live updates of whatever it is I'm working on at that moment. And also, don't forget, you can check me out here on YouTube at my channel at Daphne Lage, Lage Art, which also simulcasts through the Indie Comics Network. So make sure that you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever we go live on YouTube. And I am also on Twitch as well. Thank you so much for Visenia. Thank you so much for everybody who rated my channel. Thank you so much. I hope you like my little dance there. It was all I could do for now. I'm still trying to figure out Twitch, so I don't have any special emotes or anything. But thank you so much for coming on over and checking my channel out. Remember, you can read EGORAVEN Air the First Unicorn for free right now on my website at egoworks.com. We upload it, the comic uploads every day, Monday through Friday, in its full color Kickstarter version. Or if you're feeling a little impatient, you can download a PDF of the first 16 pages of the comic, so you can check it out before you head on over to the campaign and check that out as well. I don't know, make a pledge, even if you can't make a pledge, help spread the word. That's as good as gold too. But if you prefer your comics to be more of a furry Lord of the Rings adventure, which is exactly how I would describe Tall Tales. We just spent the whole 2 hours working on a Tall Tales page. But if you want to read more of that, you can follow the link over to Tall Tales, TAILS online.com. And not only can you read the first 20 issues of Tall Tales for free, but you can also read the current story arc, Tears of the Mother, which is also uploading every day for Monday through Friday So you can check that out as well. And while you're there, make sure you sign up for my newsletter. Not only do you get more free PDF comics to download, but it also, that's the best way to keep track of all the campaigns that we have coming up as well. We have a full year. We're going to have a full next couple of years. So if you want to make sure you don't miss anything, make sure you sign up. So thank you again for thank you everybody for joining me. I really appreciate you coming over. The glove worked great, Patrick. Thank you so much. It really does make a difference. It really does. It's the little things. It's the little things. So thank you so much for joining me. I will see you again on Friday. And yeah, so on that note, thank you again. And I will, I don't know, I guess, you know what? Let me leave you with another reminder to support my Kickstarter. So thank you so much and talk to you later.